The Alta Via 1 was but a dream for so long, an idea of towering mountain peaks, of a trail winding past alpine lakes, of a refugio I could call home for the night. That is, until November 23rd, 2023. I made a post in the Yes Theory Fam Facebook page with my plan to hike the Alta Via 1 in the summer of 2024 and asked if anyone wanted to join me. 4 strangers said yes. Morning!
Guten Morgen! Dobre rano!
We were all living in different countries, which meant different time zones, adding an extra layer of challenge to planning logistics for our hike. But thanks to a service called Bookatrekking, we were able to easily reserve huts together. We booked in January of 2024, as it is common for many huts on the Alta Via 1 to book out months in advance. Crew acquired and flights booked, it was time to head to Italy. The Alta Via 1 is a 120-kilometer walking track through the Italian Dolomites. It reaches from Lago di Braies in the north to the La Pisa bus stop in the south. The season for the trek runs from mid-July to mid-September, due to the snow patches melting in June and the chance of returning snow in late September. The Alta Via 1 was a magical experience. From the alpine lakes and mountain peaks to the friendly staff and delicious food at the refugios, I sometimes wondered if I was walking through a dream. So come along with me and 4 strangers who became friends on the journey of a lifetime. Our journey began with a bus ride from Dobbiaco to Lago di Braies, the official start of the trail. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If we haven't met yet, my name is Megan, and thanks for joining me on this adventure. Day 1 of the Alta Via. Stunning. Day 1 would take us from Lago di Braies to Refugio, Peru. Fueled by a hostel brekkie and gummy snacks, we began our first of many climbs. Wildflowers, butterflies, rocky landscapes, stunning panoramas, and mountain passes filled the miles of the first day. This reminds me of the Wind River Range in Wyoming. We are just under 1 kilometer from our lunch stop. It's around 1 p.m. and this is our last bit of climbing for the day. Just, I think, a little under 100 meters of climbing left, so not too bad. I did just drink my last bit of water, so I think I need to pack a bit more for tomorrow. I'm definitely drinking more on the uphill than I thought I would. But it is so beautiful. The weather today has been amazing so far. We made it out the pass, and there's our lunch. Before we knew it, we were making the descent to our first refugio. The sun had just begun its own descent behind the mountains, offering an incredible backdrop as we dropped lower into the valley. I was just glad I brought my hiking poles. If you'd like a more detailed look into the refugios and our days on trail, be sure to check out my daily vlogs. This stuff is a lifesaver. We are just setting out from Peru, and we have this climb coming up first thing in the morning.
How is the route, Megan?
Steep
Steve!
in the morning. Oh, little stretch. Day 2 took us from Peru to Scotoni, and looking back on the trip, day 2 might have been my favorite. From the views to the vibes, everything was perfect. The pass we went over at the end of the day was breathtaking and something straight out of a dream. We passed lots of bikers, enjoyed lunch at an alpine lake, and walked through pastures of horses and cows. We've got about 5 kilometers left to our refugio for today. One climb, about 250 meters up through this pass here. Refugio is down there.
Oh!
The last descent to Scotoni followed a waterfall, the origin of the highest source mineral water in Europe. At Scotoni, we began our nightly stretching routine, played with the refugio kittens, watched the alpacas, and filled our bellies with delicious food. This was my favorite refugio on the Alta Via 1, and I would highly recommend a stop there. Good morning and welcome to day 3. We are beginning the morning with quite the climb back up towards the lake, which we came down from yesterday, where we will continue climbing about the same elevation and then have a pretty nice descent for most of the day and another climb up to our refugio. Should be a nice day, some storms expected for the afternoon, but we'll see. There are the boys just up there. We welcomed the sun cresting over the mountain peaks by serenading each other with the classic song by the Beatles, Here Comes the Sun. Today we passed by lots of reminders of a world war that was not too long ago. We saw a baby mountain goat and I attempted to chat with some people in my broken Italian. Cinque Torri would be our destination for today. The girls are racing the boys up to Cinque Torri, 2 different ways. On foot, via gondola, plus on foot.
We'll be there first.
3, 2, 1, go! Home sweet home for the night. The boys won by 2 minutes. All right, we're back on the Soli show. Day 4 would take us from Cinque Torri to Passos de Lanza. It was our longest day yet. It was more like 12.5 miles, but I forgot to restart my watch after lunch. This became quite a common occurrence. We reached Passo Giao mid-morning and stopped for our snack break. I introduced the group to the American Candy Nerds Gummy Clusters, and I dare say we are all fans. Our afternoon trek took us through lush green pastures where we encountered friendly horses and some dogs herding donkeys a bit too close for comfort. We had lunch under the shade from a giant boulder, walked through more cow pastures, and eventually made our way to our refugio. I feel the hardest part about backpacking is getting restarted after lunch. We just sat there for a little over 30 minutes, soaking in the view, enjoying the shade, eating snack after snack after snack, and now we're off again. We have one more climb left today, and then it's about 8 kilometers, I think, to our refugio.
as much as you can. To the refuge.
Yep, me too. I have acquired a hiking friend. Her name is Dina. About a third of the way up this climb, I'm at the point of the trip where actually I prefer the uphills to the downhills, just because they're easier on the knees and harder on the lungs, but the lungs are easier to regulate. Beautiful. Our crew stopped for lunch at Refugio Coldai and then continued on to Lago Coldai. While beautiful, we knew we had about 7 miles left, so we paused to soak in the views before beginning our last half of the day. Rocky riverbeds and open trails gave way to forest, meaning Vasilier, our refugio for the night, was close by. We have made it here to Vasilier at 6:40. Let's go get some dinner. Vasilier has 2 houses, the main house where meals are served and private rooms and bathrooms are upstairs, and a more cabin summer camp-like bunkhouse out back. The bunkhouse was a full vibe, and we had it all to ourselves. Good morning! Everyone say hello!
We're so happy.
Today was a shorter day from Vasilier to Corestiaro. Most of the day was spent walking in the shade of the towering cliffs and enjoying the breeze in the midst of the forest. We found a nice grove of trees for lunch and pulled out our giant sandwiches from Vasilier. Several butterflies floated about and even stopped to say hello. We have lots of boulder fields with some route finding today. Just 2 kilometers later, we arrived at our refugio for the night. We still had hours before dinner, so we all showered and played some card games with fellow hikers. Then came the thunder, lightning, rain, and hail. But wait till you see what it looked like when we walked outside. Waterfall, the light. Move!
There we speak cow.
We have quite a few kilometers here through the forest, and it's actually reminding me a bit of Georgia. Lots of pines, lots of ferns. It's pretty muddy from the rain. The bright green ferns and colorful moss and the pine trees that felt like home soon gave way to exposed rocky terrain, and we stopped to admire the peaks in the distance. Crossed a lot of these dried up riverbeds. The guy this morning at breakfast said it quite perfectly. They are ankle twisting territories. At 1:53 p.m., we were about 150 meters of climbing from the top of our last pass and began to see storm clouds forming to our right. Thunder rolled. We climbed our way up the knife's edge and began the descent to Refugio Pian de Fontana. It was steep and slippery, and we pulled out our ponchos as the rain caught us. But our hot meal and the stunning rainbow that were waiting for us made our last night on the Alta Via 1 a true 10 out of 10 experience. It was going to town day, and that's the fun way of saying that it was officially our last day on the Alta Via 1. Sometimes backpacking can feel a bit like an alternate reality. Wake up, eat, get water, pack up, walk, eat, go to bed, and do it all again tomorrow. But there is such a beauty in the simplicity. It's hard to imagine that this is our last day of the trek. Starting to feel sentimental and really happy to have been here for these 8 days. We made it to our halfway point. Our day was primarily downhill on a gravel track. We chatted and shared some laughs as the going was quite easy. We could hear the water and the road long before we could see it. We're the sign for the bus station. Ah! There's a bus coming in 10 minutes, and I don't think we'll get on that, but they run every hour. This is our last kilometer on the Alta Via 1. What? I didn't know this was on the path. And just like that, we're done with the Alta Via 1. Woohoo! Just 5 hours after leaving our refugio, we had taken our final steps on the Alta Via 1. We joked that the 5 minutes of road walking to the bus station might have been the most dangerous of the whole trek. But we boarded our bus to Belluno, collected our pins from the tourism office, and grabbed some gelato to celebrate our accomplishment of finishing the Alta Via 1. It's hard to put into words what this trail gave me. The moments of awe, the quiet reflection, and the connection to something that's so much bigger than myself. Every step we took through those towering mountains brought me closer to a sense of peace, a reminder that, as cheesy as the quote is, the journey is just as important as the destination. Thank you for walking this path with me, whether in person or through these past 18 minutes. I hope this video has inspired you to lace up your boots, step outside, and find your own adventure. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and as always, I would love to hear your thoughts or your own stories from this trail in the comments below. Until next time, take care, stay curious, and keep adventuring outdoors.